Pokemon Go.
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 Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. Oh. 4. Out of every YouTuber you just saw in that past clip, there are only 4 YouTubers still uploading Pokemon regularly to their channel. That says something not only about the success of this game so far, but the future of it as well. In this video we're going to be talking about, is this the last month of Pokemon Go? Now that probably means something different from what you're thinking right now, but at the same time it might not. And if at any point during this video you guys have any thoughts or comments you guys would like to contribute, throw them down in the comment section. But that's the topic for today's video. Let's discuss. So when Pokemon Go first came out, literally everyone in the world played this game. There were more daily users on Pokemon Go than there was on Twitter. Think about that. And yes, we are at the Santa Monica Pier here with JT Gilly today. Link in the description. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of like a Pokemon hunt at the pier, plus some just serious conversations.
Pissed off.
Yeah, we're not happy right now. But it really didn't matter who you were. Like, even if you didn't like Pokemon as a child like myself, I was never a Pokemon kid growing up, but Pokemon Go was like the thing. Everybody played it, and it really fell off from there. Also though, we do have actually our 7-day streak today, so I'm gonna drop an egg, and we're gonna get a quick 10,000 XP. We're going to spin to stop. Nice, that's the 7-day, and then we'll hit this little guy right here.
You get some fat XP from that.
Fat XP, dude. With a lucky egg, 10,000. Jeez. And nice. Pidgey's down. Thank you for the 5K, my good sir. Speaking of Pidgey, 7-day streak plus 5,200 for that, and then we'll exit out, and that'll be a total of, wait for it, 10,340 XP. That's delicious. We got one shout out right here.
Anthony and Braxton.
Boom. Shout to Anthony. This is the end of the pier at Santa Monica right now. There's actually a second Pikachu that we walked at a range right there, but there's an Abra Pikachu. Look how many Pokemon that is. So yeah, definitely spawns still increasing. Something we're also going to talk about in today's video because it's very, very relevant. Spawn improvements. There's better spawns everywhere. I've been seeing it from everybody on Twitter, and a lot of people have asked. I've asked you guys to comment down below or tweet me if you guys have seen better spawns, and I've gotten a lot of tweets of you guys saying yes. So even though the title of this video is this the last month of Pokemon Go, they're actually improving the game. Look at that. This is just crazy. We'll get this Pikachu, and then we'll start talking about serious stuff again. Remember, this is an adventure, serious video. We're mixing them. Instead of cool edits, you get conspiracies. Now, as we all know, after the first couple weeks of Pokemon Go, it's kind of started falling off, which happens. When a game goes super, 155 Magikarp, by the way, oh my god. When a game goes super duper viral and everyone in the world plays it, there's a lot of people who are gonna fall off after like the first month. That happens, that's natural, that was okay. For Pokemon Go's player base to go from like #1 in the world to still #1 in the world, but not as big, that was alright. We also got this one-hitter quitter. If the IVs are good on this, that's gonna be nuts. No. But what really set the ball rolling on Pokemon Go, I guess going more towards failure, was the shutting down of the tracking system. And that, by the way, was really, really early in the game, and they did not have a fix for that until they brought out this tracking system. Now, shutting down the tracking system did a lot of things, but the biggest one was it pushed people away from the game. It made Pokemon Go not fun to play at all. Even for people who were just starting, hadn't caught 1/10 of all the Pokemon in the game, it just wasn't fun. Right, yo, when tracking was taken away for the first time, and just the game wasn't fun?
It was terrible.
See?
You couldn't catch anything.
Pokemon, and that's the point of the game.
Yeah, like it didn't even, you had no help. There was no tips, there was nothing, you literally couldn't do anything.
So that was, I guess, problem #1 from Niantic when trying to like upkeep this game. Taking away the tracking system was just a bad idea. Side note, pause. I know that Niantic had the reasoning to take away tracking. I'm not saying, oh, screw Niantic for taking tracking away. No, that's not what I'm getting at. They had to take it away for some reason. I don't know if it was because it was putting too much strain on the servers, that's what I thought, or if it was giving their name too much of a bad name because of, you know, like the reports of people walking into traffic and off of cliffs and whatnot. Whatever the reasoning behind taking tracking out, they had to do it, but it didn't help the game. And what I was trying to say here is that I know they had to take tracking out, but they should have fixed it quicker than they did, but I'm very glad they brought a fix out, and it works great. It is a great tracker. So they fixed the tracking problem, they fixed it too late. They lost too many people before they resolved that issue. But they fixed it though. They did fix it, and it was a good fix. Really, as months went by, that's when everyone started quitting. It wasn't in the beginning, it wasn't when tracking was taken out. It was when nothing came out for like months. Like no new Pokemon, no mentions of new Pokemon. The only mentions of new Pokemon were like Master Satan, Nephesuu, into clickbaiting about new Pokemon. That didn't really count. By the way, this Rhyhorn is almost 1300 CP. This guy's a monster.
Are you serious?
1249. Jesus Christ. I know. You have to update your game, especially as a mobile gaming company, because mobile games don't stay around as long as like console games do. We got the Rhyhorn. So you gotta keep updating it. You have to have stuff continuously coming out. Look at Supercell and look at Clash Royale. Clash Royale right now is the most popular mobile game in the world, and they release a new card every like 2 weeks. That's what keeps people coming in towards your game. Right now, Pokemon Go can't grow because there's nothing new to catch. Let's see what we got. IV-wise, wonderful. Ah, above average. That's a painful transfer. That one hurt. Okay, check this cluster out right now. We have a Chansey, a Pikachu, and a Squirtle. Oh my god. I haven't caught a Chansey in like literally forever, and I'm actually walking mine right now. I have 25 candies for it, but 892 CP, dude. This is insane. Oh, one hitter quitter too. That was an awesome catch. 892, and IVs are terrible, so I think I might transfer this out, but we're now at, yeah, 28 candies though. That's solid. Okay, now we got the Squirtle and the Pikachu. While we catch these two, we're gonna get a little bit serious. When the tracker came out for Pokemon Go, the brand new tracker, when it came out in San Francisco and I went there and visited, I was like, this is great. I thought it was the best thing ever to come to Pokemon Go, and it was at the time because there was no way of tracking except for third-party trackers. Now the tracker did help though a lot. It helped a lot of people, but remember, for the people in rural areas, the tracker is not perfect. There's a lot of improvements still left to be done on the tracker that I hope that Niantic rolls out. And from what Silk Road has reported, they have been working on the tracker, so I do see improvements coming in the future. You need to be able to filter things. That's number one. There's got to be like a filtration method. Also, I do want to add in that the tracking system is awesome. Personally, I think the tracking system is really, really great. I know I wasn't giving it too much credit or giving Niantic too much credit for making this tracking system, but seriously, it's a good tracking system. It has its flaws. It doesn't work here. It doesn't work there. Like, you know, it's not perfect. And again, they're working on it, but it's a good system. Although the tracking system was great and it brought some people back, it didn't bring the population back, and it still didn't hold people into the game because it wasn't something new to do, it was just something new to use. Moral of the story, you gotta bring out new content to keep the people in and keep the people coming to your game. As I say that, I catch a Pidgey. Nothing new is here. Now we're hatching 3, I think, 5Ks, which should be exciting. Hopefully exciting. All right, nope, Goldeen, okay. Not a strong start. IVs are wonderful. We can evolve it at some point. It's so busy today on the pier. It's really weird. Oh, hey, we got Drowsy. It's so loud. There's way too much wind and music playing on this clip right now, but we have a Squirtle and an Eevee. We're gonna explain more like important stuff in a minute. Let me just find somewhere to sit down and talk. But first, we're gonna catch a Rhydon because that's definitely more important than talking.
How much is yours?
I got 489. Wow. Yeah. This guy got 2,300. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff happening in the background here. Karate Kid back there?
Dude, they were like flocking.
Really struggling trying to catch this. Really, God, it's going down. If it's not, then I'm going home. There it is. Hey, we got him. Okay, now that we got the Rhydon with Earthquake, we can talk about the most important part of this. Generation 2. But before we talk about Gen 2, we have one more rare catch to catch, which is a wild Sidra. 1272 CP, so this is kind of a big boy. I'm also frozen right now, so it's hard to move my mouth to commentate and my fingers to throw balls. I mean, overall today has been a pretty good day for Pokemon, I gotta say. We haven't caught as many things as we did last time we were here. Last time was just insane, but we got some rare stuff, which I'm happy with. And Water Gun Dragon Pulse, 1272 CP, awesome. Okay, now let's talk about the most important part of this video, Generation 2. 7 months since Pokemon Go came out, and we still only have 1 generation. Well, I guess if you count all of these new baby Pokemon and Ditto, we've got 1 generation plus a little bit of the 2nd generation and then this little blob. But the only one you can catch out of all of these new Pokemon they added is Ditto, and he actually is a super fun little guy. I love using him in gyms. He was a good addition, I'll give him that. But all these other ones you have to hatch out of eggs, which is pretty hard to do, and it was still hard to do when the event happened, but mostly everybody got at least 1 baby Pokemon. And then this guy right here, this guy, the most impossible Pokemon at Pokemon Go to get, you have to evolve to. So none of these new Pokemon added in the last 7 months, except for Ditto, really had any use, so they weren't really catchable. They were like cool little additions to the game, but they weren't game changing. So now I should probably explain the meaning behind the title of today's video, which is this the last month of Pokemon Go? Now, I'm not saying after this month Pokemon Go is going to be completely dead, and I'm also not saying I'm quitting Pokemon Go after this month. Don't think that. None of that's true. What I'm saying with this video is that by watching the stats of Pokemon Go continuously drop, not only in-game, but on YouTube, you can tell how good a game is doing by its YouTube community, and right now, views are just non-existent for Pokemon Go. You literally cannot get a viral Pokemon Go video anymore. It's actually impossible. And that's because nobody new in the world is looking up anything about Pokemon Go. It's all just existing players that are slowly fading away. And again, 7 months since the game came out, over half a year, and still only one generation. The only way to save this game right now is to drop Generation 2. I know we have non-stop talked about Generation 2 for months now, and that's myself and every other YouTuber in Pokemon Go, especially recently with all the Generation 2 finds by Silph Road. Gen 2 has been the topic of discussion for Pokemon Go. And there's a big reason behind that. It's not just because, you know, we as YouTubers want new content to upload for you guys, or we as YouTubers want more views, or, you know, we as players want more things to do. It's like, this is more serious than that. It's more serious than just you and I complaining about nothing new in Pokemon Go. This is actually judging the future of this game. Pokemon Go has unfortunately slipped closer and closer to irrelevance, meaning the game just doesn't, like, no one really cares about Pokemon Go anymore. That's where the game's going. It's not there yet because there's still a humongous player base. Myself, Reversal, Trainer Tips, and Ben Tim are still uploading Pokemon Go on the reg, right? We got this community locked down, but we can't save the game, and you as the viewer or the player can't save the game. That's not in our job description. Myself and all of us YouTubers, we play the game, we upload, we amuse you guys, and then you guys, the players, watch the videos, like the videos, and then play the game and amuse yourselves. That's how this works. We're not here to fix the game, we're here to play it. And promote it, actually, as YouTubers, which Niantic needs to kind of understand. That's a whole nother video, though. But really, the only way to save Pokemon Go from slipping into irrelevance and never being able to bounce back is by dropping Generation 2. A lot of people fell off the game after December because a lot of people thought, oh, December, dude, we're getting either Legendaries or Shiny Pokemon Generation 2. December, we have to get something new because it's been forever since a new update, and December, Christmas, it just made sense. The only thing new we got was the Christmas Pikachu, and he just hung around for a little bit. A lot of people were disappointed after December, and a lot of people quit. Now, January rolled around, and we're all like, okay, December we didn't get anything new. January we have to get something new, otherwise this game's screwed. January came, January passed, nothing new came out. We are now in February 2017. Nothing new has come out. There are no new findings from the Silph Road. Niantic hasn't mentioned anything regarding any of this. And I honestly do not see much of a future in this game if they do not drop Generation 2 or at least something new this month. They have to do something this month. As we all know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and there's been a lot of rumors about the Valentine's Day Umbreon and Espeon event. Now, I can talk about that in a future video, but I really don't see the legitness in that whole thing, but I'll probably give my thoughts and opinions on that again in a later video. I know Trainer Tips already did that yesterday. But if something new does not come out this month, the amount of people who are just continuously dropping off, it's just only gonna get bigger every single month. Nothing new comes out. December was a big month for people not to play because, again, we all thought something was gonna come out. January, everyone kind of expected nothing to come out, but really, we were hoping something would, so people stopped playing after January, but not as much. Now, February is kind of the month that everyone's looking at Niantic to see, are you guys gonna save your game, or are you gonna just let it slip into irrelevance? Niantic, if you're watching this, just please understand that I'm not trying to roast you guys as a company. This video was not a roast at all. This is just kind of a public education video. If Niantic does not drop Generation 2 or something new this month, the month of February, the game will not be relevant anymore. When they finally do release Generation 2, yes, people will come back to the game, but it's gonna be barely anybody. The game is gonna be irrelevant. I know a lot of people were saying that Generation 2 probably will come out this summer when the weather's better and more people are playing. If Niantic drops, now listen to me when I say this, if Niantic drops Generation 2 months from now during the summer, the game will be long dead by then. I promise you, I will have stopped uploading Pokemon Go along with every other YouTuber in this community. The game will be dead. Last little interruption in this video, I promise. The reason why I said everything I just said is not because the game's gonna die, it's dying out, it will. But the reason it's gonna die is because right now, in February, everyone has done everything in the game. Mostly everyone has completed their Pokedex, or at least gotten close enough to it where they don't really want to play anymore. So imagine how many people will stop playing from now, February, all the way to summer. Everyone who is still playing come this summer will probably have, like myself, traveled around the world and caught every single Pokemon, because those are like the really, really dedicated players. But there are gonna be so many people that fall off this game if Generation 2 comes out over the summer because there's nothing new to catch or new to do. That's my reasoning behind that statement. And that's why I'm saying Niantic needs to drop Generation 2 either this month, and if they don't do it this month, if next month is gonna have to be the month, because if they don't drop Gen 2 this month, and if they don't drop it next month, the game's dead. This isn't me just saying, oh, the game's dying. I'm actually watching the game die statistically, and I'm keeping track of it, and I promise you, after years of doing mobile games and understanding how mobile games work, work, their lifespans, their updates. Trust me when I say this, Niantic has to drop Gen 2 this month or next month, or the game is Dunzo Fashunzo Gonzalez. I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, I'm trying to be like, realistic here, because this is kind of a serious topic, about a serious thing happening in the game. Or with the game, the death of it is a little bit serious. So again, this was not a rant, this was not a roast by any means. I have nothing against Niantic as a company. They're doing the best they can behind the scenes to keep this game going, but they really need to understand that if they do not drop Generation 2 this month, and at the latest next month, Pokemon Go will cease to exist. That's my theory for Pokemon Go, the lifespan of Pokemon Go. If you guys have any other theories or ideas, drop them down in the comments, but I'm telling you, this is what I think is actually going to happen. So we'll see what happens, guys. Maybe Generation 2 will come out, maybe Niantic will open their eyes and be like, oh my god, we gotta save this game. Or maybe they're just gonna let it slip into irrelevance. One more comment I do want to make. I know that it's not just Niantic behind the scenes, it's Niantic, Nintendo, and the Pokemon Company, so someone is screwing up this game, and it might not be Niantic, so don't throw all your crap at Niantic. It could be the Pokemon Company screwing this up, and Nintendo is the worst company in existence to deal with anything YouTube, so they could definitely have a say in this as well. Overall, it's just kind of a jacked up situation, and I really do hope Generation 2 comes out this month or next month, or something new comes out, something big comes out for Valentine's Day. They've gotta drop something. But that was the moral of the story, and that was today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like. I will be trying to bring out more daily content to this channel and both my second channel, so I'm kind of getting on a grind this month because with Pokemon Go fading, I need to start working a little bit harder to keep my channel alive, because obviously keeping the game alive isn't a lot of people's top priority. But that was today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your theories, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace out.